Hello everybody, I'm the Blind Scout and welcome to the channel. And I am in Medieval Engineers today. The reason why I'm in Medieval Engineers today is because today they announced that there's a community edition of the game. So Keen Software House has handed over basically the source code to two community people. And it means that the game is going to get updates and who knows what all else may end up happening. And this is exciting news because Medieval Engineers had been in the past one of my favorite games, even though I really haven't. I covered very little. I think I have like maybe one or two videos of Medieval Engineers on the channel, which seems kind of funny because, again, it is one of my favorite games, or had been. I haven't played it much since they stopped developing because I got kind of frustrated. I was like, they stopped developing. And then, of course, I've kind of replaced it with Valheim, which I have covered on the channel. Done some live streams on. But they've, with them giving part of the community the source code means that there's going to be improvements and everything else, and who knows, maybe even in the future updates. But that means that now there's support for the modding community, like for instance the water mod is a really cool mod. Yeah, I mean, it could look, I mean, yeah, it looks a little bit, maybe not the prettiest water in the world, but it still is a pretty cool mod. It's a lot cooler than you would actually think. Just adding water into the game is actually quite cool. And of course, like I ended up building all this back really just before they announced that they were ending development. It was coming out of early access and they were ending development. I kind of got a little bit frustrated. Yeah, see, there's some damage here and there. I remember that when they did that, some parts of this world, the last update they did, kind of broke a few things on this, but obviously I still would come back every once in a while and build things because there's not really many games that allow you to kind of build the way that they do it, that you can in this game, and just kind of, it has the same, nothing that has the same feeling and everything like this. So I'm hopeful now that the community's basically going to be taking over the game, which means, of course, more mod support, everything else. They're working on improving the API, mod API and all that, which means, mods will hopefully get even cooler and cooler. There's some crazy mods. Actually, I was looking through the workshop today, and I'm like, there's World War II, World War One, World War II type of mods in the game, and I'm like, well, that's a bit crazy. And Medieval Engineers, but it's a cool game. It is a cool game, and I stepped away from it because Keen stopped working on it. It didn't feel finished. Is the big thing for me. Is like, I was like, this game has massive amounts of potential, I think, and it didn't feel finished, and then Keen walked away from it. I kind of understand why, maybe because they were working on Space Engineers, which of course is definitely one of my favorite games, but if not the favorite, my favorite game. But this game has tons of potential, and now that the community's kind of got control of it and they can continue working on it, I don't feel quite so. I feel hopeful now that the game will keep pushing ahead now with use of with the communities. And I had thought about like looking through the mods, and I actually had looked through the mods like a month ago actually, and was thinking I might want to come back and play some Medieval Engineers again. I may even do it on a channel. Because it's just, and do some survival stuff. just because I do enjoy the experience, and it's been a long time since I played the experience. And now that the community edition is now out, and in order to access I should point this out, if you don't know, in order to access the community edition, you go into the preferences on Steam. And then if you go to preferences, you can go into the beta, and you can actually select the community edition, and that has the fixes and everything else in it. And you know, who knows where that's going to go. I'm hoping it's going to go somewhere. Hopefully they'll have a lot of support from the Medieval Engineers community, which is still going, obviously. So, but this was a cool game. This is a game that was kind of like, I don't know. I'm at a loss of how to describe this, but it has a lot of cool features. Of course, you've got like just being able to make your own gate, or you know, full castles and everything else, and you can make towns and stuff like that. And there's a drawbridge. It's all kinds of cool. There's pulley systems and stuff, and you know, it's just cool. It's very, very cool, and it looks pretty good for this type of games. It kind of has a, well, I mean, it has a bit of the same kind of feel of Space Engineers in many ways. Those are actually workshop creations, and I don't remember. It's been a long time since I put those in there, so I don't remember what they were, and I can't remember who the water mod belongs to. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a cool one. If you want to like have there's a whole planet that you go onto, and it's with water on it. So it's a big mod. There's a lot of big mods in this game now. So anyway, just thought I'd talk about that for a little bit, and thank you for watching. I'm happy and hopeful for the future of Medieval Engineers now, which makes me happy. Yep. Think if there's anything else. I don't really, not that I can think of. Sorry that I haven't had very many videos. I've been kind of busy lately, so I haven't been able to put out much. So hopefully this small video is something anyway, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.